Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in my hot garage in the middle of summer in North Texas, so it really is sweltering in here, so I don't think this is going to be a very long video, but tonight I wanted to make, I don't know if it's a commentary video or a garage gun talk. I think I'll categorize it as a garage gun talk. And the topic I want to discuss is emotions and people that are really emotional in the gun world. So we all know what's going on right now with the big P320 debacle from Sig. And there seems to be a lot of lines being drawn in the sand, one way or the other. And every time I talk about the issue, and even when I see my good friends like the Wyoming Gun Project make some amazing videos. By the way, if you haven't seen the Wyoming Gun Project's recent video on getting uncommanded discharges and what he thinks is happening, you need to go check it out. It's awesome. I saw that it kind of went viral. It blew up. It's awesome. And he has done work that I hope other people try to duplicate his results and use as a kind of a springboard for investigating what's wrong. And I'll probably put a link to his video in the comment section, or maybe as like a pinned comment, because it's awesome. And he's a great friend of the channel, so please go check out that video. But we're not going to talk specifically about the P320. We're going to talk about all the emotions around the P320. In fact, on my main channel, my last range report that got released on Thursday was a review of a Sig P320 Combat. I think it's what it was. Anyway, it's this beautiful two-tone gun. And unfortunately, I had some issues with its accuracy and it's shooting really, really low. I definitely think the sights need to be changed out on it. But what we're here to talk about is what happened in the comment section. Now, no, it wasn't a bunch of people being mean to me. It was a bunch of people that are obviously very upset about Sig and very upset to Sig and want to some way voice their opinion. So they were saying stuff like, and then they're not even talking about the gun I'm reviewing. They start talking about the P320, or they'll say something like, Sig is dead to me. And they'll say things like, I would never trust Sig. And it reminded me a lot about all of the other controversies and issues we've dealt with here at the Texas Gun Vault over the years, and how emotions seem to run really high. And people get so emotional about something that honestly doesn't really affect them. And I think it becomes this boy who cried wolf syndrome. I believe we need to really save our emotions, our anger, our vitriol, and all of that for when the time is important. Yes, is this a big issue with the P320, with the uncommanded discharges and people accidentally getting shot? Absolutely. But is it an issue where, without all of the evidence, you need to draw a line in the sand? And by the way, I'm not supporting Sig. I'm not saying the people that are against Sig and say the uncommanded discharges are happening are right either. I'm a very much a centrist on this, and I like to wait to see what happens. I'm very anxious and excited to kind of hear what the Air Force decides, because I guess they're going to do like a really in-depth investigation, and hopefully they'll get to the bottom of it. And with people like the Wyoming Gun Project doing what he did today, I think it's great. And this work needs to be done. And I've voiced my opinions about the design problems and flaws that I think are in the P320. But everyone's getting so emotional now. And I'm just thinking to myself, just calm down. There's so many people saying, I'm going to sell all my P320s. And a lot of people are saying, don't do that, because you might end up putting the P320 in the hands of somebody that buys it on the used market and they don't know about all the controversies. And maybe you're putting an unsafe gun in their hands. But you're also flooding the market with the same type of pistols, and it's going to drive down the costs for you. Just kind of hold on to it. Just wait and see what happens. And, you don't have to use it. You don't have to carry it. You don't have to take it to the range, but just kind of just chill, It's like investing. If a stock is plummeting, for whatever reason, let's say a CEO says something real stupid, okay? And all of a sudden the stock plunges. Is that the time to sell? No, that's not the time to sell, because most likely the company is still on sound financial footing, and you want to buy that dip because it might come back up, or it most likely will. I can't tell you how many times when it comes to my stock investing, I've watched stocks because of something so stupid, a meme or something like like the CEO said, and the stock just plummets. Oh my gosh, Tesla's going to crash. It's going away. I'm like, you guys are really selling your Tesla stock at $110 a share? I mean, now it's at like $300 something a share, right? Because we know everyone's feeling this emotion and just wanting to sell stocks, It's the same thing with guns or anything that has any intrinsic value to it. Just kind of chill, It will even out over time. Don't just look at everything in the moment. But even going back to things like the Matt Hoover debate, man, oh man. I mean, I don't get any mean comments on my videos on Matt Hoover anymore because it's not really a big deal. But man, was I raked over the coals. People hated me. How dare you? You're a traitor to the Second Amendment. Freedom of speech. He was just selling art. And I was like, guys, listen, I'm telling you what I think about the situation from a legal standpoint. I don't think he should have been doing what he was doing. I'm not going to go out there and support his legal defense fund because I think we all knew what he was doing was in that gray area and he's going to get caught. Everyone just was like slowing down to watch a train wreck, and we all knew it was coming. And then when it happens, everyone gets all fussy about it. And you have people saying they hate me and they're going to unsubscribe to me and they're never going to watch me again and so forth because I said what I did about Matt Hoover. I'm like, well, you can feel whatever you want, and I respect that. But why are you so emotional? Does Matt Hoover and what Matt Hoover did when it came to selling those little auto key cards, did it really affect your life? Did you buy an auto key card? Did you want to go into the business of selling the same type of item that really is kind of in the gray area? Did you really want to support somebody that was, according to his own admission, and many people saying, well, you can't really make an auto, drop-in auto sear with an auto key card? Well, he was saying you could, so you're supporting people that are creating false advertising on a product that doesn't work but telling you it does? I mean, do you support that? But then all of a sudden, these lines are drawn in the sand. And same thing with the ATF pistol brace rule amnesty thing. When amnesty registered something just to see what would happen when they opened it up, and everyone was just, you're a traitor. They're going to come kill you in the middle of the night, kill your dog, and arrest you. You've admitted to a felony, and so forth. And here we are, 4 years later, and nothing ever happened. I just followed the rules and got a few guns that I was going to SBR anyway, tax-free, right? I was going to submit the paperwork anyway, so what harm was it? If they denied it or they overturned it, I was back in the same place where I was, But man, I was just trying to find out information, discover what's going on, and people drew that line in the sand, and they got all emotional, and the vitriol and the hatred gets, spilled. And that's what I'm seeing now in all the P320 videos. And it just seems like we just go from one thing to the next. Whatever the last thing was. Right now it's the P320. But mark my words, in 4 months, it's going to be something else. It could be something in the news. It could be an event that happened. It could be a politician. It could be a law that's passed. Think about all the times that a assault weapons ban, I'm using their terms, not mine, gets passed in another state. All of a sudden, you get all the people, shall not be infringed, the ATF can't create law, they can't do this, all this stuff. And then, the law goes into effect. We try to fight it in the courts, but we can't get it overturned, and it all just kind of dies and goes away. And everyone now in the comment section is like, yeah, I live in this state, I can't get that right now, and blah, blah, blah. Where when it first happened, the emotions are just running so high. And I don't know, maybe it's my personality, maybe it's just being a dude. I look at so many gun owners as whiny crybabies. They're like girls. Now, no offense to any of the girls watching this channel, but don't worry, I know there's really not, because I see my YouTube analytics. It's 0.3% or something of that are female. So, but you know what I'm saying. They're like, oh my God, Just calm down. Just calm down. Stop being emotional. I've said it so many times. Don't use this. Use this. Stop living in the moment and thinking that what's happening right now is the most important thing. And you draw these lines and you make enemies, you hate people, you create negativity. And instead of coming together as a community, working together and going, you know what? I disagree with you. Here's why I disagree with you. What do you think? Or, hey, have you thought about this from this perspective? This is what I'm seeing. What do you think? Nope, it's I hate you. You're a traitor. And now people are saying, oh, it's so funny because I take that middle of the road approach on the SIG. I still get comments on the same video where people say they hate my content. I'm a SIG shill. Like they're saying I shill for SIG and you must be being paid from SIG. And I get 2 comments later, you just hate SIG. How dare you? Everything you say is negative. You're believing all the hype and all the rumors. I'm like, hold on a second. How in the same video am I getting people that say I'm a SIG shill and then 2 comments later they say I'm, a SIG hater? But I said, what? I don't get it. And it's just like, stop being so emotional about things. Tonight I was watching some replay. I know one of the channels I like to listen to, I don't really watch it, but I listen to when I'm out here cleaning guns or working on stuff, is the Yankee Marshal. I know a lot of you guys hate him. I get it. I just like to see what trouble he gets into. I'm not really a big fan of his, but it's kind of like watching a train wreck. I kind of like to see what he's talking about because he ticks off people and he gets an argument. He got into some argument online with somebody, and they had some live stream, and they were like, oh my God, there was all these personal attacks and things, and it's just like, man, why are we getting so emotional about this? And they were talking about the P320. So I don't know. So you guys tell me, why does everybody get so emotional and all fired up about something so stupid and silly that honestly doesn't affect you? I mean, think about it. Is the fact that Matt Hoover is in jail for doing something stupid affect your life in any way? So, did you want an auto key card and now can't get one? Did you want to start a business and do exactly what he did and be a competitor to him and now you can't do that? Or what? Do you feel like you can't sell art or do that? You tell me. What about the ATF pistol brace thing? Now that's all over. That rule has been completely rescinded, and so we're back where we were before all that happened. And it's been like 3 or 4 years. And I know a lot of people did the amnesty thing, and no one's house ever got raided. No one's dog got shot. No one was arrested for creating a felony. And then even with the P320, I mean, is your life being negatively affected? Is the P320 the only gun you own? Or are you like, you know what? I'm just going to take that to the range. I'm not going to carry it right now. I'm just going to carry my Glock, whatever, or my Smith & Wesson, or mechanic, or whatever. Or are you feeling like, oh my God, I'm financially ruined because I have bought thousands of SIGs and now they're worthless? No, probably not. So why get all emotional about it? And why hate other people for having a different opinion? What's that all about? Why are gun people so emotional? And why are the guys in the gun world so emotional? It's just freaking guns. That's all it is. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about guns, right? Man, why have all the hate and negativity? So anyway, that's all I wanted to ask you guys. See what you thought. And see if your observations of the toxicity of the gun world mirror my experiences, where all I see and hear of is hate and people that should not be getting emotional for silly and stupid reasons. And if you really self-reflect on a lot of these issues and you get angry, by the way, you're allowed to be upset. I'm not saying you can't be upset, in the moment. I think this is unfair or whatever. But do you let it ruin your life? I really feel like so many people online let this stuff ruin their lives, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, whether or not the P320 debacle goes one way or the other, it doesn't really affect my life. I have the ones that I have. I like them. I don't plan on ever selling them. They're part of my collection. You can't be a stockholder in SIG because it's a privately held company, so it's not like financially you're going to be ruined by that. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, tell me in the comment section what you think. Why is the gun world so emotional these days? And do you find yourself getting emotional on these issues? And later, in retrospect, do you think they're silly and stupid? So if you watched to the end of today's video, I think you know what the word of the day is going to be. It's going to be feeling. Feeling. Tell me what you are feeling. And use that in a comment. And I know you are a true vault dweller and watch to the end. So thanks again for joining me here in the Hot Garage as I start to sweat. So, as always, thanks for watching.